do it. You're too good at it.
Alright, what? Alright, so this story's starting now. Okay, hold up.
Go for it.
Alright, yo. So this starts back in the day, right? There was a little boy named Tommy. You know, he was growing up. Life was pretty hard. Lived a hard knock life. Both his parents were killed in a car accident. He was just chilling, right? And he was too young to remember, but his aunt basically threw him in a garbage can, and this one dude came alongside the road, and he was like, holy crap, like there's a little boy in here. So like his aunt was a crack addict, right? So she was like, man, I don't know what to do to this kid. So she tried selling him at first, but then she gave up, so she threw him in a dumpster. So then this dude named, like, I don't know what his name was exactly, but he was like the kindest, most greatest man in the whole world, right? So he just literally came out of nowhere. He found this kid. He just threw him in an adoption center because he didn't know, he couldn't take care of the kid himself. He was a lonely old man. He didn't have too much money. He couldn't take care of him, which was a sad part. So this kid, he went to the abortion center, right, or the adoption center, and he was just, he grew up there. He made a few friends. His friend's name was Max, right? He was his best friend. He was a great kid. They both loved each other very much, and it was getting to the point where like they were like 12 years old, 13 years old. And they were like, just one day playing outside. And like Max just asked him a question. He was like, yo, do you remember like what your parents were like? And he was like, nah, man, I don't remember. They died like a long time ago before he was even like old enough to remember. And he was just like, dude, I just remember my dad, right? Like he would come home, he would drink all the time or something. I don't know what was wrong with him. But like he kept like talking to me, right? And I like, even when I told him to leave my room and I wanted to go to sleep, he would continue to talk to me, and like to the point where he would get aggressive and angry, and he would start hitting me with my pillow and stuff. And I was just like laying in my room and I didn't know what to do. And then eventually he never came home. So then my mom took me to the adoption center, and and he was like, oh Jesus, that is ridiculous, said Tommy, right? And he was just chilling out, and then before they knew it, he was walking across the street, and he heard a sound behind him, and he turned around, and before he knew it, his friend was dead. What the
that's like the ending of it. That ending.
Nah, what the fuck was that? The music just like cut off.
Yeah, I know. When the song ended, it was just like shit.
It was like the song ends and then he was dead.
Yeah, like whoa.
Alright, yo.
Why did Billy have to die?
Alright,
so Max,
we're good.
Max, he turned around. Oh, it keeps cutting off, bro. You keep cutting me off, man.
Are we gonna continue?
I think it's over. I think it's done.
Yeah.
No, keep going.
No. There's a surprise ending, but it leads into the previous story.
Do they both die?
Surprise ending?
But he turns around.
There we go.
He turns around and he was rejoiced. He saw a tear in Max's eye. As he rose up from his lifeless corpse, a big white shadow, he could see Max's face. And when he looked at Max, and he looked up higher into the sky, what he saw was a big hairy hand come through the clouds. And he knew exactly what it was. It was Harambe. He was coming to take him away. He came, and he grabbed Max, and they all lived happily ever after in heaven. Harambe heaven. It was the plains of Africa. The giraffes were happy. The gorillas were happy. Max ran alongside Harambe and his little son, and they all lived happily ever after. While little Tommy kept living in the adoption center, he eventually found a nice happy home, and he lived a great happy life with a man named Jack and a wife named Mary. And they all lived happily ever after, until that leads into the next story, where he goes down to the shop. He bought himself a nice little lollipop. He was walking around, and he was, just looking at the newspaper. And, yeah, that was his life.
Dude, that was amazing.
You're just too good at this.
Dude, turns out you're the best kid that fell into the pit.
You know that I love you, and I miss you.
Have some dogs in the back.
I really want you.